Man could hardly believe his eyes. Up on the stage, his usually quiet and plain wife was dancing with wild, magnetic energy. The same woman who had always been gentle and considerate throughout their marriage now exuded confidence and allure, glowing so brightly it was hard to look away. Everyone in the room was mesmerized, including him, and for the first time, a strange sense of jealousy began to burn in his chest. What he didn't know was that this transformation had been set in motion just days earlier. It all started the moment she walked through their front door and found her husband and son joyfully celebrating the return of her, the manipulative other woman. The scene was warm and happy. Too happy. Her husband had his arms wrapped tightly around that woman, and their son was beaming with excitement. In that instant, she realized she was the outsider in her own home. What shattered her completely was hearing her son say he wanted that woman to be his new mom. Her heart broke into a million pieces. She had given everything to that family, her love, her time, her energy, but none of it seemed to matter. She wandered into the rain, sobbing uncontrollably, and never saw the speeding car that hit her. When she woke up in the hospital, battered and bruised, something inside her had changed. She told everyone she'd lost her memory, but it was a lie, a trap. When her husband came to visit, he coldly stated that they were just friends, not lovers, not even family. And just as she tried to process that heartbreak, their son came running in not to check on her, but to drag his father away so they wouldn't miss the other woman's performance that night. They left her behind in that hospital bed, alone, again. That was the moment she stopped crying and started planning. As soon as she recovered and returned home, the housekeeper reminded her it was her job to prepare dinner for the two men who had discarded her like garbage. When her husband came home, he instinctively held out his coat for her to take, as he always did. But this time, she didn't take it. Instead, she looked him in the eye and asked why he had told the hospital staff they were just friends. His answer? Because we never had real feelings. That was the final blow. She calmly told him she wanted a divorce. He laughed. You can't even survive on your own, he scoffed. But what he didn't know was she had already decided she would live for herself from now on. She tossed out all her dull, old clothes, cut her hair into something sharp and refreshing, and walked out with her head held high. He noticed the change instantly and asked about it. She didn't even blink before snapping back with a fiery retort. Later that evening, she went to a bar with some friends to celebrate her freedom. Her friends cheered her on, fully supporting the bold, new version of her. But of course, the peace didn't last. That woman, the manipulative snake who stole her family, showed up, and wasted no time spewing venom, throwing insults like daggers. But this time, she didn't flinch. She fired back louder, calling the woman out for exactly what she was, a homewrecker. When she found out her husband was also there that night, she climbed on stage and performed a sultry dance just to spite him. The crowd loved it, and so did he. Watching the woman he had once dismissed now command an entire room, he couldn't tear his eyes away. His friends even teased him about her incredible figure, while he sat there, barely able to contain his frustration. As she danced, her thoughts wandered. If he loved the other woman so much, why wouldn't he agree to the divorce? What she didn't realize was that while she was stealing the spotlight, he was already scheming in the shadows. Suddenly, the bar went dark. Startled, she froze. And in that moment of confusion, a powerful hand gripped her wrist from the darkness. No matter how hard she struggled, she couldn't break free.